Hello and welcome to the Beginner's Tatting video series. Today I want to show everyone how to make a box loom. Now this box loom is used to make Cluny leaves, and this is a 3-wrap box loom. Okay, it's something you can make out of household items that most people have. Okay, if you don't have them, they're very inexpensive to get. Okay, so let's get on with it. Let's look at this loom. Now you can make this loom one of two ways. You can make it with the sides like this, or you can make it where the sides will angle down like this. Okay, and what this covering is, I know you all have seen it. It's that duct tape that has different patterns on it and stuff. It's used for craft items like making duct tape handbags, things like that. And you usually find it over in the craft aisles in at Walmart and places like that, or you could even find it in the hardware department. So, and it's just duct tape, and it does hold up pretty good. Now this is mine, and as you can see, the bottom of it is just a box, and I had used it for storing other stuff. And then back here is foam core board, and I had a piece of scrap laying around from another project, and I thought, well, that'll give strength on the back end back here, okay, to run my pins and stuff in. Now you can do it that way if you want. Get you a piece of foam core board. Good place to buy foam core board is at Dollar Tree. Hobby Lobby carries it, and Michael's carries it, but you have to buy the sheet. Dollar Tree, it's 99 cents a sheet, but it takes 2 sheets stuck together to get it this thickness. This is, I believe, a 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch, I'm not sure, piece of foam core. And standard foam core is pretty thin, so you can get it at the Dollar Tree. Put 2 pieces together. If you've got some laying around, scrap pieces will work. I'm one that does not throw away anything when it comes to craft supplies, so I've always got stuff on hand. Okay, the next thing you're going to need is some kind of pin, some inexpensive beads. Okay, now here are some items that I've got laying here. Okay, these are some beads that I had just laying around. They'll work great. Okay, straight pins. You can get this out of the sewing department at Walmart. Straight pins, you want the long ones. Okay, I got these with the little bubble tops, is what I call them, my little candy tops, because they hold a little better. They give you a little grip. Okay, so when you're stringing your beads on, you've got something that won't slip through. All right, you can also use really small picture hanging nails if you wish. Just an idea. Okay, these beads here on the end, they're put in with a picture hanging nail. I couldn't find my sewing pins. For some reason they had been misplaced. 3 guesses, first 2 don't count. I have a husband and a dog, so one of them moved them. I didn't. I'm sure I didn't. I'm sure all you ladies can relate. Okay, anyway, this is just a small picture hanging nail, and I used it, and then I finally found my beads, and I needed the one to hold the thread here, so I just got my pins out and stuck one in. The nice thing is you can either glue them down and make them a permanent fixture, or you can put them in and move them around as you need it. This is real easy to make into a 4-weave loom. You just add another stack of beads. Okay, the thing of it is these have to be spaced far enough apart so you have room to work. Okay, so getting on with it, you will need a box cutter. This is my X-Acto box cutter. I love this because the blade goes up inside the box cutter. It's easy load. I've had this thing for years. I used to do retail work, and this was my box cutter. I bought this myself. I got this at the Family Dollar store, and I think I give something like $3.99, $4.99 for it. It's really heavy duty. It clips on, so if you're doing a lot of cutting, you can clip it on your pocket and your box cutter's there, and it hides up inside, and no chance of it coming out unless you unlock it. And to unlock it, you push it down. But do be careful using your box cutter. They can cause some serious injury if you're not careful, okay? So watch what you're doing using the box cutter. Also, you need a glue gun. There's a reason for the glue gun, okay? Doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff glued on here, but you want something stout for your support on the back. And a glue gun works great, okay? So now, getting on with it, I'm going to get everything set up to show you what to do, okay? So you can make your own box loom. All right, so hold on. I'm going to pause for just a second, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, welcome back. Now, as you can see, I have a cardboard box, flaps included. Let me move the camera so you can see. Still has the flaps on it. It's empty inside. There's no goodies in there. But we get a lot of packages. I order thread, tatting shuttles, needles, you name it, I order it. I live in a very small town, and we don't have much to choose from for shopping here. So a lot of stuff is purchased online, and I order it, and it's delivered, and it comes in these handy little boxes. Now, I find uses for cardboard boxes in crafts. There is so many avenues you can use a cardboard box for when you're a crafter, because they are great storage bins. Okay, you can make drawers out of them. You can make all kinds of stuff. Okay, but today we're going to use this little bitty box here to make us a loom. The first thing you're going to want to do is remove all 4 flaps and just have the box. So when I come back, the flaps will be gone. All right, so hang loose, cut your flaps on your box. And I'll be right back. And we're back. As you can see, the flaps are off of my box. I've removed all 4 flaps, and here they are. Don't throw these away, because if you don't use foam core board, the flaps will do the same thing, okay? And what you're going to do with these flaps is you will stack them, okay? And you'll cut them all even, all right? And you just stack them on top of each other until you get the thickness that you want, okay? Once you get the thickness that you want, then you use your hot glue gun, okay? Put a little glue, stick it, put a little glue, stick it, put a little glue, and stick it. After it is all glued together, that is when you take your duct tape and you want to wrap it, okay? Wrap all your cardboard, okay? After you get that done, then you're going to attach these pieces that you have trimmed and cut to your box. And where you're going to attach it is up here at the top. You want it even across the top, okay? You see what I'm doing here? We've got it lengthwise. The shorter edge is the edge you want to use, okay? Once you get it attached with your hot glue gun, you're ready to continue on with your loom. Now, I'm not going to go through gluing it and all that. I'm sure you all can understand what I'm talking about as I walk you through the steps. All right? Now, after you get all this stack of cardboard or your foam board. Now, if you're using foam board, you'll do the same thing. Glue, stick, glue, stick it, and glue it. You know, that's just the way you're going to do it. You're going to get it until it's, I would venture to say, I've got a ruler here. You want it thick enough that when you put a pin in it, it's not going to wobble out, because you do put a lot of pressure on those pins as you're doing your loom work. Okay, so make sure it's at least, let's look at this. This is about almost a ½ inch thickness. So that's what you want, a pretty thick piece of cardboard. If you're not going to use the cardboard, you're going to use the foam board. Same principle. I would stack 3 pieces, small pieces that are the width of your box, on top of each other. That way you have plenty of room, so as you're pulling on the pins and stuff back and forth, it won't pull loose. Okay, I hope you understand that. If you don't, pop the questions down in the comments section. I will get back to you within the day on that. Okay, now the next thing that we're going to do on the side, now like I said, you can go at it one of 2 ways. You can make it just cut off even across the bottom, or you can come at it at an angle. Either way is your choice. Okay, mine, I cut it off and flat and left, move that out of the way, left it flat here. Reason is, when you're using this, that little thing that comes down, that little angle, you've got your hands resting on it, and after a while it wears, and I bruise extremely easy. As you can see, it looks like someone grabbed me, and Lord only knows how I got that bruise, but I carry bruises like this all the time, and I bruise so easy, and it would leave marks on my arms here that were bruises. So I cut it off. As long as you have the strength back here, you're okay. But on your side width, if you choose to go that route, you want a pretty good distance here. Mine here, let's measure that out. As you can see, it's almost 3 inches. Okay, and it does have slight bit of angle. That is so that when the threads are coming off, this doesn't get in my way. This little side piece doesn't get in my way. So, you just want just a hair of an angle, not much, okay? And then just cut it straight down. No, you don't have to be precise. Nothing has to be precise. But you do want, a good width here for strength. And that's all it's for, is strength, to hold this whole thing together. Now, on the bottom, I got little rubber feet that I had bought at the hardware store for another project, and I had some left over, and I thought, well, that'll keep it from slipping and sliding when I'm working with it on the table. Guess what? It works. If you don't have the rubber feet, little hint here, you can take a hot glue gun and glue little feet on the bottom, and they work the same way as these little feet. Okay, these little rubber feet that you buy. If you take a hot glue gun and just make you a little dab, okay, on all 4 corners, you got feet. Let it dry, and it's not going nowhere. It's going to stick, okay? But it'll come up. If you've got it on the table, it's not going to stick to the table. It'll just keep it from sliding, okay? So, little tidbit there for you. Now, moving on, here's what we're going to do. We're going to measure off and mark our box, okay? Here is our box. Let's say we wanted it 3 inches. I got me a big fat marker here, and I'm just going to mark it right there. Now, mind you, I'm doing this through a camera and a tripod in front of me so that you guys can see. So I've got it marked about 3 inches. Now, if the backing was on, if I had my backing attached, you would include that in your 3 inches, okay? I didn't, because the backing's not on there, and that was my boo-boo. So you want to include your back pieces. So if you had a quarter of an inch back here, then it would be 3 inches back like this, okay? And you just want to mark it down to the base. And again, you don't have to be precise. Just draw a line, up, you're done, okay? If you wanted it at an angle, turn your ruler, mark your coming down point, and then mark your angle that way. at your coming down point. Okay, it's your choice. That's what makes this loom so good, is you can make it the way that you're comfortable with, not what the standard is. Okay, now once you get this cut out and you get rid of all this garbage cardboard, okay, then you begin with this bottom part. You see these little flaps? You want to hot glue those down. Okay, the bottom side of this is already taped up because the box is sealed. So just take your hot glue gun, put some glue down there, and stick it down flat. Okay, this is not going to bother you. All right, when you get that in, it's not going to bother you. So after you got all that glued down and everything cut out, guess what? It's time to cover it with our duct tape. Now, in this process, you can paint them. I just like duct tape because it adds more stability, okay? And it comes in an array of colors. It doesn't take long to cover it, okay? I mean, you're done. So you want to cover your box. After you get your box covered, your back is attached back here, okay? This backboard you made, it's attached back here. Everything's covered. It's ready to go. Now all we have to do is place our pins in it. Okay, so let me move that out of the way, and I'm going to show you the next step. Like I said, making a box loom is real easy, you know, because you make it yourself. You make it for you. I don't know if anybody sells them. Okay, if I hear of anybody, I will put a link at the bottom of the video so that you can get one if you'd prefer to buy one instead of make one. I just like making stuff, you know, it's cheaper that way, and you make it your own. Okay, as you can see right here, let me zoom in on that and get my camera adjusted so you can see what I'm doing. Whoops, went too far. Let me move that just a little, sorry about that, and try to get in just a little closer. Oops, wrong way. Still trying to get used to this camera, guys. But I'm loving it. Okay. Now, as you can see, we have our pin with our 2 beads. Now, these 3 here I glued in because those will be there forever. And the way you glue them in, let me show you. You're going to get a straight pin. Okay? Sewing pin with the little candies on top is what I say. Okay, I got that from my granddaughter. She says, Grandma, your pins look like candy. Okay, and now you're going to feed 2 beads up on that pin. Okay, once you get them fed, you see, this is what it's going to look like. Now it looks like a ice cream sundae with a cherry on top. All right, now you want to get as close to an even space between here and here, and then here and here as possible, okay, because that gives you room to work. Then you're going to take your glue gun, put just a teeny dab of glue if you want it permanent. If you don't, if you want to be able to move them, adjust them, whatever, don't put your glue on until you get everything set. But put a dab of glue, and then you just take it and you stick it in wherever you want it to go and let it dry and it's set. The 2 beads you'll find out in the next video when I teach you how to use this loom. You'll find out what these 2 beads are for. But after you get it set, it's not going nowhere. I mean, if you just stick it in, it's not going nowhere. But I like a little more stability on it. And you want to put 2 beads and a pin for a 3 loom like this. It's one here, one set here, one set here, and 2 side by side in the center. Now, if you were doing a 4 weave loom, you'd put 1, 2, the 2 in the center would be over here, okay? And then you'd have 3 and 4. Like if I was going to do a 4 weave, add another bead to this, I would put beads right here, okay, and another set of beads right beside it, and that would take the place of this center one. And this would come out. This center one right here would come out. And that's what a 4-weave would look like. It would have the 2 sets of beads side by side like that. You got it? So there you go. That is how you make your own box loom for Cluny tatting. Okay? It's real easy. Make it your own. Use supplies that you have on hand, and you've not been out any money, and you end up with a loom that makes Clunies, and it's not a big problem. Okay, doing a Cluny. Now, the nice thing about this loom, it works needle and shuttle both. So, for you tatters out there that are needle tatters, make you one. When you're a shuttle tatter, you got one. Vice versa. If you're a shuttle tatter, make you one. When you're a needle tatter, you got one. And it serves both purposes. It's not just for needle, it's not just for shuttle. Okay? So, on that note, I hope this helped you to build your own. Okay? And I'm going to show you in the next video how to use the Cluny Loom box loom. Alright? So until the next video, happy tatting, have a great day, and thank you.